Saying thank you for tuning in once again to the show. You have found it, the Double RT Boxing Show, where you stay ready and I stay ready and we talk boxing. Today's show is going to be on the WBO International Featherweight Championship bout taking place the 25th of this month. It's going to take place in the Philippines. I believe it's Bohol. Excuse my pronunciation if it is wrong. It's going to be a home welcoming for the Boholian and champion Mark Magsayo. He's taking on challenger and former Japanese featherweight champion Shota Hayashi. Now Mark is number 21 in the world, taking on number 45, and Shota number 2. Mark is 2 by the WBO. So no, above him is Joseph Diaz Jr. and then champion Oscar Valdez. He's 17-0 with 13 KOs, knocking people out with a 76%. He's 22 years old. His career rounds is 67 rounds, and he's 5'6". He's taking on, again, ranked number 45 in the world, Shota Hayashi, former featherweight Japanese title. He's 30-6 with one loss. One draw. Out of his 6 losses, he's been knocked out once, and that was 2 fights ago in April when he lost his Japanese featherweight title. So he had one bounce back fight after that. It was a 4th round ringside ringside technical decision. Like I said, he's 36-1 with 18 KOs, and his career record is 195 rounds. 195 rounds to 67 rounds of Mark. So you see the little experience, what little problems might lie ahead for Mark. You know, someone who knows what they're doing, and he's 5'7", so he's got 1 inch one inch on Mark. Now the breakdown in this fight for legs and feet, Shota is going to be right in front of you. He's going to take very small steps to get his feet. He's more of an arm puncher, so he doesn't get much punch leverage in his feet and legs. He just uses his legs and feet mainly just to get in front of you and keep coming. And he backs occasionally up for defense with his legs, but he's slipping, trying to throw with you or right in between. And his legs are very basic. So right off the back, I'm going with the legs of Mark Magsayo, who uses his he's always in and out on his feet, changing angles. He's going side to side. He's resetting his opponent's feet. He uses his legs for hot backs on defense, which we could get into is not always good. He gets good leverage. Another thing that's not always good, but he uses his legs for lunging punches. So legs straight off the back is with Mark. As for defense, like I said, Shota is going to be right in front of you. He slips a lot. He does his little shoulder sides, and then he just eats up stuff. He's not really he eats up, or his defense is he throws with you. He eats up, and soon you're done throwing, he's gonna throw right after you, or he's gonna time right before you throw. That's his defense. He's a offensive counter puncher. Now, as for Mark's defense, I don't see Mark do any catch and shoots, pull and releases. He's more of a you go, I go type of guy. He's trying to slip, but if you are going at him, he does a lot of hop backs on his feet, like straight legs, just hop back. He exits in a straight line, which is not good. So if you're pumping a jab at him, a numerous jab, like 1, 2, 3 jabs, you can track him down and easily probably get like a off balance knockdown on him or a flash knockdown, because he's hopping back and his feet are off the ground, so you can hit him and get like I said, easy flash down knockdown. And his hands are down. It's a weak flaw in his defense. So or I should say it's just not a weak flaw. It is a big flaw. Like I said, he slips punches. So even though he does that flaw in his hop back, I'm still giving it to Mark. I don't see him get hit with too many devastating hard shots as I've seen Shota get hit in the fights I've seen. And for the arm category, jab for jab, power for power, speed variation, combination variations, straight off the back, I'm going to give the power to Mark. I believe if he has just punch for punch power, whether it's a hook or jab, uppercut, that punch is going to be delivered with more force from Mark. As for jab, now this is a tough one. This could go either way depending on how you want to judge it and score it. Shota, like I said, he's very simple with his combinations. So it's going to go 1, 2, and an uppercut. I mean, not uppercut, a hook. Now his jab, you know, that it sets him up for his right. I believe he throws this one harder, but Mark has a great jab himself, but he pumps it out a lot, so it's not always a snapping jab, whereas Shota kind of relies on it more of a weapon. Mark, to me, relies on it as a setup for a barrage to hurt you. So jab for jab, I'm giving it to Shota, but better usage of the jab, I give it to Mark, if that makes sense. No. And then power for power, I give it to Mark. Jab for jab, I give it. It's like I said, it's how you want to look at it. I gave it to Shota, but usage of the jab, Mark uses his better. Overall, more variation of the jab. But just snapping one jab for one jab, I give it to Shota. Now, speed variation, combination variation, I kind of briefly went over this. Shota's a jab, coming with the right and left hook, or he's going to come straight with a straight right. And say what he does is he either offensive counters you, or he's going to pull and catch a shot. Catch it and pull it. He doesn't really work on making you miss. He just high guard and beat you to it. And while Mark, there's like different variations. Mark is a better mid-range on down fighter. To me, he's not that. Even though he has a good jab, but he's always pumping it to get himself inside, because he's not a good outside fighter. He has a nice jab, but everything else, he's lunging with hooks. He's lunging on body shots. When he just takes a few steps in and becomes a mid-range fighter, his hooks are deadly, his uppercut, and then he takes a few more steps and he becomes an inside fighter. That's when he's at his best. So from the outside, Mark, all his shots, all his offense is horrible. He has a nice pumping jab to get himself in, that's about it, but his lunging hooks, lunging body attack. But like I said, when he gets mid-range, he's a completely different fighter. His hooks are deadly, their power, his combinations, he could double up on them to an uppercut. The combination, and he changes his speeds, those softball ghost punches just to throw the hard one and knock you out. But he does have a tendency to throw, as they say in baseball, go for the home run, go for the long ball. He goes for the home run a lot, but it's mainly from when he's on the outside. When he's in the inside, in the mid-range, he kind of a little more patient. So all the speed variations and the punch variation combinations, I'm going with Mark. Shota is very good at what he does, but it's very basic and repetitive and predictable. 1, 2, and he does all this. He has a lot of movement, but most of the times when he's doing this movement, only one punch comes off it. And he does it from a distance, so it's not like he's walking himself in doing it, trying to make up ground. He does it all from the outside, so it's really, he doesn't really provide a threat from all this. He just does it from the outside. You see him doing it, and what's going to come, he's setting himself up for the right hand. He never throws the left off it. It's always moving, right hand. Like he just fight you with his left, right. So now I believe that being a good breakdown. Thank you for your time and support. Thumbs up. I'm willing to say, I was trying to look up the odds in favor in this, but I couldn't quite find them. But I believe the champion, Mark Magsayo is the favorite in this fight. Now, how can Shota Hayashi do an upset? My little keys to victory for the underdog in my assessment or a guessing. Shota is going to have to make Mark fight at a faster pace. Mark is good and he has power when he wants to unleash it. So he's gonna have to. It's a tricky one because Shota's gonna have to use his feet and he doesn't not too good. So he's gonna have to get his feet, use his jab, get inside, work the body, tie a Mark down, exit on angles, and then when he's not ready to engage and do all that stuff, he has to keep Mark on the outside because Mark is hittable with a jab and a 1-2, and Shota is good at throwing you a curveball, untimed right hand. He's good at that. When he's not doing this, just to give you a sign that it's coming, but he has a very off rhythm straight right, and that Mark is definitely hittable when he's on the outside. So once again, keep Mark on the outside, and when you're ready, enter in on angles, exit on angles, but work Mark's body and see if you could take him to the late night round, early rounds, because Mark the thing is, he's gonna have to do this quick though, because Mark has power throughout the whole rounds. Now my prediction for what is gonna happen in this fight, I'm going with and still WBO International Featherweight Champion Mark Magsayo. He's gonna get his 14th knockout. I say in the 10th round. All that fighting, you know, it's gonna take a while for Mark to really kind of break him down because he's gonna be doing a lot of movement. And Mark, to me, I notice he fights kind of like he believes in his skills a little too much. You know, he looks a little horseplayish in there. Tries to like he swings for home run punches. He tries to really take you out of there, just sometimes unskillfully. So I believe if he comes at this full focus and full force focus and just ready to do it, he should probably be able to knock him out in 5 rounds. But I think he's going to go a little distance, do his little stupid outside hurricane punching, miracle throwing Mark. You know, we got windmill Wilder. Now you got miracle throwing Mark because he lunges from the outside sometimes with his hooks. If you're a Mark Magsayo fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those miracle lunges. So if he comes in with that little unfocused mindset, it's gonna be a 10th round knockout. He's gonna tire Shota, and when Shota tires, his speed drops, and he is very hittable. And Mark has the speed and power all 12 rounds. So I'm going 10th round knockout, and still WBO International Champions. But if things are serious and focused, it should be done in 5. But we're going with 10. 10th round knockout. This is Mr. A saying thank you for your support and time.